I'm Alexa Lowe coming to you from the Francis Computer Lab on the Quincy University campus. Joining me today are Abby Moore, Shane Holsey, and Taylor King. We begin this afternoon with campus updates. You announced this morning that classes will continue online for the rest of the semester. There will be no face-to-face classes, however, the dorms, cafeteria, and health and fitness center will remain open for students living on campus. The dorms are being cleaned daily, and the cafeteria has switched to from self-serve to plates being prepared for you. As students use the equipment in the Health and Fitness Center, there are cleaning wipes available. The building hours have now changed from noon to 4 p.m. and is closed to the public. Andrea Gruger sent out an email informing students how they will complete the checkout process if they choose to move out of their dorms once the shelter-in-place is over. A complete timeline of events can be found at QUmedia.net. Seniors are facing choices about the 2020 commencement ceremony. Taylor King has more.
Hi, I'm Taylor King, coming to you from the Student Living Center. Yes, the hearts are definitely heavy here on campus and all around wherever the students are, with the news that they just received this morning as far as that classes are online, and now that commencement will be changing to a different date instead of in May. So I asked a few about how they felt about the changes for the rest of the semester.
This is Juliana Bassler. I'm a senior at QU. This is kind of a heartbreaking video right now. I'm very heartbroken over the news we got this morning that this is how my senior year is completely ending on this note that 3 weeks ago was our last full week on QU campus with everyone, and those were my last memories, and that's it. And it's just sad to see it all go away this way, and this is how the class of 2020 is ending their year.
So be sure to let us know about how you feel about graduation and the best option that would suit your needs. You can do that by replying to the survey in an email from Christine Tracy. So Abby Moore is considered an essential employee of the city of Quincy because she is working with WGM and is out and about. Abby, what's it still like going to work?
Hello, I'm Abigail Moore, coming to you from my front porch, actually, in my house in Quincy. So yes, working at WGEM during this time has been very eye-opening. I've noticed that people in this town, and especially this country, are really leaning on the press right now for information, which really puts a weight on the responsibility of the journalist. And that is such a privilege in itself. And it's such a privilege for me to be able to take part in something like that. I'm also at the secondhand experience of family and friends that have lost jobs because of this pandemic. So it kind of really puts things into perspective for me to be able to work at a place like that and work at a place that's considered essential. Because really, there are people out there that really cannot work right now, and some businesses have closed down. People are going to have to file for unemployment. So as a student and as someone who's considered an essential employee in this town, like I said, it's really been eye-opening for me. And I think about that while I'm driving to work, and I just feel really blessed to be able to work at this time. But on the other hand, it's very nerve-wracking. So in my position at WGEM, like I said, we are, I think, required to sanitize our hands, wash our hands, and wipe down everything, especially the audio board, which I use. We even had somebody come in and talk about social distancing and tell us how important that was. And they, at one point, I was sitting at a desk with some other employees, and someone came in and told us to separate, and it was very important to do so. So that is something that's been very important and very pertinent to this job. So with all this going on, it's important that if you don't need to get out, just stay home. You don't need to go out at this time, especially with this dangerous situation going on. So Shane Holsey joins us now with a sports update. Shane?
I'm Shane Holsey, coming to you from my home here in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, the sports world is all but shut down during these unprecedented times. Division II and the GOVC have canceled all sports for the remainder of the spring season. However, the NCAA announced last week that spring student athletes will be granted an additional year of eligibility as a result of that cancellation. Now, senior spring sports student athletes will qualify for an extension of their eligibility clock to use an additional season. Now, again, this only applies to seniors, so juniors and underclassmen will not gain a year of eligibility. Also, there will be no on-campus recruiting visits until further notice. In global sports news, the 2020 Summer Olympics have officially been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This is the first time the games have been postponed since World War II back in 1944. The games are scheduled to begin on July 24th, but they will now take place in the summer of 2021 in Tokyo. That's all for sports. So Alexa, back to you.
We want to remind you that the deadline to be counted in the 2020 census is coming up soon. Go to our QUTV Facebook page and our website to learn how you can make sure you are counted. It's important that college students have a voice in the census. Even if you are not currently in your house or apartment, you can still be counted in Quincy as a QU student. A lot of changes have been made to college campuses around the world. We're here to keep the students of QU informed. Please join us on a Twitter chat this Friday. Follow the hashtags HawksAtHome and QRemote at 10 a.m. Central Time. Join the QU community on Twitter to talk about what's happening on and off campus. Thanks for joining us. Please find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also log in and see our stories on QUmedia.net. Thank you for joining.